Hello everyone, thank you for watching. So I will talk about things I don't like about Disney Park. So if you are visiting, you have a little bit more information. So let me give you an overview of the points, and then if you want to watch more, you can continue watching. Alright, so here it goes, the quick overview. Number 1, impossible wait lines. Number 2, manipulating children's emotions. Number 3, lack of focus on customer comfort. Number 4, operational inefficiencies, and this just creating hype through false scarcity. Number 5, really overpriced special dining options with sub-quality options. Number 6 is the Disney app that just has not very good functionality. Number 7, no charging stations. Number 8, stroller checkout is a pain. Number 9, limited water fountains. Number 10, you get wet on rides, no ponchos. Number 11, ridiculous Fantasmia package that we got. Number 12 is the customer service at Disneyland Hotel. Number 13 is monorail closing exactly at the time the park closes. Number 14 is how difficult it might be at times to locate where restrooms are, and also long queues outside restrooms. And number 15 is the premium lightning pass and how it works and how expensive it is. Okay, so now I'll detail each point a little bit. But in the beginning, I want to say that most of my criticism is stemming from the fact that it's a multi-billion-dollar company and it has no lack of managerial talent, and it probably attracts the best minds in the entertainment industry. And knowing that it's such an American icon, and I could see that there are many families who have saved for a while their hard-earned money and have come here and brought their children and their families here. And as such, public can expect more from this company, given it says it's the happiest place on earth. So let's talk about the first one, impossible wait times. So millions of people visit this park annually. So of course, the wait times on these rides, depending on which season and time of the year and which ride it is, can go up to 2 hours. Okay, there's a solution. These days, they offer these fast lane passes. And over the years, these systems are becoming more and more ridiculous. So with these fast lane passes, they offer 3 types right now. One is called multi-lane pass, the second is called single lane pass, and the third one is called the premium lane pass. So these are that you have to buy on top of everything. And mind it, depending on how many children you have in your party, these costs quickly rise up. But the most ridiculous thing is that these passes don't apply to all rides. Like if you have 20 rides in the park, then these apply only to some of the rides. And the second ridiculous point is, it's not like I've bought the multi-lane pass and now I can skip the lines on even the handful of rides that it applies to. No, there are windows. Like, for example, Indiana Jones, we were there for 5 days and we tried to do it, but we could never get it. Even right in the morning, all the windows are gone for that ride. So then it feels such a rip-off. So that's my first big complaint with this park. Hey, Disney, do better. Why are you becoming greedier and greedier? Like, people come, spend so much money, and still you take more and more money, squeeze it out of them, and still they cannot do the rides. That's just not acceptable. Okay, on to my second point. It is about manipulating children and breaking their hearts by their false pretenses. As a mother, I really disliked it. So before I had a child who was really into princesses and some characters, I didn't understand. Why would somebody stand in 2 hours and waste their life to meet these actors? But anyway, once you have children, they watch these movies. Children are innocent. They get into these characters. They want to see them, right? And parents spend a lot of money to have their kids experience characters. So we were there in the park for 5 days, and my daughter is really into Princess Anna, and she really wanted to see inside-out characters. But no, we could not do that. For Princess Anna, we hopped between 2 parks several times, and these cast members will tell us, oh, we don't know, they're so mysterious. Oh, we don't know when she's going to be here. Oh, we can't say, hey, hello Disney management, post the schedule online for which princesses are going to be where at what time, which characters, if we want to see them, when we can see them, because people are on a time. They're not there forever. Parks are expensive. So please don't play games with children. And this is very manipulative. This is just false pretension and just creating hype for no reason and just being manipulative with children. Hey Disney, hire multiple actors in the same role if they are popular. Post schedules, create more jobs. Don't play games with children. Don't be pretentious. People spend a lot of money and we don't need this kind of false pretensions from you. So my third point is about the lack of focus on customer comfort. So Disney is such an American icon for middle class America. But what I was surprised at was that public expects so little out of this company, and it gets away with this, doing bare minimum for customer comfort and squeezing more and more money out of its customers. So, for example, the long, impossible wait times and the way they have designed these waiting queues are like extremely narrow, and the only thing you can do is stand there. But you can easily design it in a way through structural features that people can at times sit and wait. For a multi-billion-dollar company, there is a way where there is a will. But the point is, there is no will, because that's not what your shareholders or board of directors are going to reward your management for, right? Why invest in customer comfort when public expects so little out of you? So I was just amazed at, and it is not just the design of the queues. I'll talk about other points that are in the similar theme. You take so much and you give so little in return. Number 4, the operational inefficiencies in the false scarcity. That's in a way related to my above point. So as I said, I observed that, there were long queues. But at the same time, I would also observe that, hey, people are waiting. But many times, these rides would have not be manned completely, right? So in the first go, there are 2-3 cars that are empty. Or there are more people that you can fit in the ride, but you don't. And I understand when it's just one spot, right, that you can't fill. But there would be 3-4 spots open. Sometimes there will be several cars that are going empty. Why are you doing that? Because people are waiting. And like in certain weather, for example, in summers, it becomes super hot. So that was kind of related to also like operational inefficiencies, as I earlier talked about. Like, why can't you hire multiple actors? Why can't you post schedules? Why can't you organize it better? But I think in a way it works. I thought about it. That why take care of this? It's so little is expected out of you. It's not like people are going to stop visiting Disneyland. It's such an American icon, and you keep raising prices, you still have customers, right? So long queues actually work for you. They're uncomfortable for customers, but the optics of it are really good. Oh, we're so popular. So it doesn't make any business sense for you to take care of these inefficiencies. The 5th point is about expensive character dining options, and food quality might not be that awesome. For example, in Disneyland, breakfast with Minnie at Plaza Inn, breakfast was just blah. Similarly, Storyteller's Cafe in Grand California Hotel, it was just like meh. And they were charging you to interact with basically the characters. And biggest disappointment was Skyline Dining, where you were paying to watch the fireworks, and it was about $100 per head. And in that price, they just handed you over a bento box. And there's some good options like Goofy's Kitchen or Breakfast with Princesses in Grand California Hotel. But it was also the priciest of all. My next point is about Disney app. It's not just very user-friendly in the sense that, yes, it gives you all the basic options, like you can search for things, you can see ride times on it, you can also see your location on the map. But first of all, I cannot filter when I'm searching something by park. I cannot arrange rides by time, like from least wait to the most wait. And I also cannot ask it to navigate me from one location to where I want to be. So in this sense, yeah, it's a good app. It works for the most part, but I mean, they can have more options in it. And by the way, the app is not designed optimally, and it's going to drain your battery pretty fast. So my 7th point is about, in this day and age, no charging stations throughout the park. And it's very surprising given that they expect that customers would do most of the things online. For example, they don't print tickets for you. They ask you to use the app. So if you have to do everything online, then phones don't have perpetual batteries. And on top, their Disney app uses a lot of power. The app is not designed very efficiently. So I was just really surprised there are no charging stations throughout the park. And this goes again to my earlier point about lack of thinking about customer service. It's a billion-dollar company, but it hasn't updated a lot of the infrastructure. Now, if you have young kids, let's talk about point number 8, stroller checkout situation. So in Disneyland, between the two parks, stroller checkout is just outside between the two parks. And if during the day your mind changes and your child is tired and you need to get the stroller, you will need to get out of the park and go get it and then get back in, navigate all those lines. So my point is, why don't you have these stroller checkouts at multiple locations inside the park? Now let's talk about point number 9, limited water fountains throughout the park. So yeah, this is another thing which goes back to customer service or focus on that and not updating your infrastructure. And I was just really surprised by that. At least in Disneyland park, I saw the fountains, a few of them at the main circle. But why don't we have more of these at other locations? That's part of your infrastructure and customer service. Now, the 10th point is about there are some rides in Disney, such as Tiana's Adventure or Grizzly, where you can get wet. And if you're not a multi time park visitor, you don't know this in advance. So, my point is why at the place where you enter for the ride, you don't have ponchos available? Perhaps it's asking for too much, but my point is it can be done, right? And I keep going back to people spend a lot of money and you are a multi-billion-dollar company. So it's for a few cents. If you can't spend that, ask people to buy at that location. For example, it's done at other places like in Niagara Falls. So now let's talk about Disneyland Hotel. So it's very pricey, but I would say that the facilities are nice. For example, the pools are awesome, rooms are spacious. But given that some of the basic things that were lacking, which you find in most hotels, I was thinking, so because you process annually millions of Americans, so it's sort of your disdain for them. And I'm talking about top management, not the staff. They don't make these decisions. And related to this point, for example, Disneyland Hotel is very expensive. And they don't give you complimentary water. There are no microwaves in the rooms. And you cater to children where people have to warm up milk or other things. And even in your lobby, their basic things are not there that any other hotel would have, such as water or complimentary tea or coffee. So you charge a lot of money, but you don't give back that much. And this is not okay. Okay, so next point is about the Fantasmic dinner package that I reserved with Blue Bayou restaurant. And I didn't even know that it is supposed to be some very hard to get reservation type of restaurant. And people rave about its food. But as far as I'm concerned, it was okay. I didn't find the food to be out of this world. What is really cool about this restaurant is it's inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So yes, you get to see these boats passing by and it's like a very good ambience that they have created. But what really annoyed me was the dinner package that we had to view the Fantasmic show. We had reserved spots, and again, a lot of people had reserved these spots probably, and we stand in the line for about half an hour, and when it comes the time, I'm expecting that there will be some chairs for us to sit. It's end of the day, my feet are killing me, but they just ask us to sit on the ground by the riverside. They also announce, oh, by the way, you might get wet if you're near the river. So again, to the customer service point, how hard it is to get chairs. I mean, you will hire some people, create some jobs, and also make customers comfortable who have paid for it. So my next point is about monorail, and it's connected to my larger point about lack of customer focus. So it's really convenient. It runs between Disneyland Hotel and Tomorrow's Land in Disneyland Park. It cuts down time. It's an efficient way to get from your hotel to the park. But the thing is, the park closure is at midnight. And as you know, many people go there for 1 or 2 days and there are long wait times, and it is natural that people who can would try to be there till midnight. And actually I saw a lot of rides were running at midnight, like they were taking all people who were in the queue at that point. So this means it will go over midnight. So how about you run monorail till 12:30? So people cannot teleport from one end of the park to the monorail station. So it's a small thing, it's a small change you can make. It can enhance customer experience. People are tired from all day standing and walking and waiting in these extremely long wait lines. So can you not do this little thing for customers and run this monorail till 12:30? It makes sense. So my next point is about the restroom situations in the park. First of all, if you don't have your app with you, they are kind of hard to locate. And this is in general, like the directions that are posted or communicated, they're very insufficient or not very clear. It's assumed that, hey, you have to figure out things. but also the number of restrooms given how many people visit it. It seems like the infrastructure needs to be updated to have more restrooms so that they are not extremely long queues. There are a lot of people who have health conditions like IBS or other issues where they can't wait this long in line. So kind of perhaps increase the number of restrooms. And okay, my last point is about the premium lightning pass, which can go up to $500, which is 4 times more expensive than the park ticket. And the way it works is that if you have this pass, then all the rides that other passes apply to, you can go through them at any time of your choice, once per ride a day. So you can do all the rides, but you can't do any ride multiple times, which is the case with all passes. My point is, shouldn't all passes work this way? So what are we doing here? Your multi-lane pass should work this way, that if you have it, you can take each ride once at the time it is convenient for you. So why you have created so many tier systems and then you create another extremely expensive option for people to actually enjoy what they should be if they have paid extra to you? Anyway, so this was sort of like the whole experience, that this American icon that people love, and they save so much money to come here, and like children love to be here. But you need to take better care of your customers, and corporations need to have some values as well. If you say it's the happiest place on earth, then don't do these things that you can easily take care of and that they can enhance customer experience. Again, my whole point is that it's a multi-billion-dollar company. You can see that its profits were $7.6 billion. A 59% increase from last year. You can also see that it's not like paying a huge amount to its employees, cast members who do the most physical and emotional labor in the park. So from that point of view, we are not asking you for charity. You're of course making this money from customers, and you need to do better. And that's my whole point. For instance, small things like Disneyland Hotel is expensive, but you don't even have Disney Plus streaming available for customers. I've gone to other hotels where they make these things freely available, like Netflix or Disney Plus. So why can't you do that? And part of it is when an enterprise becomes this huge, so your streaming operations are handled by a different business unit. Your park operations are separate. But until top management emphasizes these customer experiences and focuses on that, you're not going to integrate these services. So that's my whole point, that you have to do better. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you found a few interesting points. Thank you. Ta-da. Bye-bye.